Hey PBG, we got Johnathan Eller here doing a deck profile on his top 8 deck from the Chicago BCS Regionals. Johnathan, how'd you do and what did you play?
I got second there with OTT.
Alright, let's see your deck profile.
Alright, so the starter, obvious, just draw a card. Not much to say about that. First grade 3, Imperial Daughter. Just overall solid grade 3. Ride it, you can stack the top of your deck with it, put the stuff in the soul, add one in the hand. What's really good also about this, that's why it's not even bad riding first. If you get a 3 in the top 2, put that into the soul, get your deer off 1 turn earlier. Really messes with a lot of decks that want to conserve hand to survive the deer turn. Now they can't because they're just doing it really early. 3 Amaterasu. Most of the time she's the ideal first ride, but she's at 3 because of the next grade 3. Really good overall. Just also rearguard skill can get +5 when you check the deck from any skill. And on Vanguard, just +5 to herself really helps, so you don't have to commit a booster against Force, so that helps a lot. And the reason Amaterasu is at 3 is because of this card, Victorious Deer. A lot of people play this at 2, but I decided to play at 3 because in testing, if one hit the damage zone early, I just had a potential of not seeing it. And even if at 2 in the deck, if I want to see this as soon as possible, so when the deer play, or I have the cost for the deer play, I can just do it right away. So I mean, just because some people are first actually lost because they couldn't find their deer in time while I found mine. So yeah, that's that. First grade 2 Promise Daughter. Just really good card. If you have cards in hand, she gets +6. Boost that with an 8k. Now she's hitting for 23. And the fact that she can't be retired by card effect is huge against decks like Kagro, who, if they want to deal with this card, they have to attack into it hard. Against Royal Paladin, Blaster Blade can't retire this if you put this down early to do a little bit of early pressure. Next card, Goddess of Insight. So her basically kind of last 1 get +6, and then if you have a grade 3, you get to look at the top card, put it on top or bottom after drawing a card. Just overall really good. If you don't see the trigger with your Imperial Daughter or something, you can use her to attack first, or you can even use her after your whole turn as your last attack to maybe stack a trigger against something like Otachikaze or Novas, so you have pretty much a higher chance of a trigger when they attack you. So because 23 base, or 22 base really screws with the most of the XL decks. 2 Yellow Witch Mei. Basically just good for early, say you can just use her, maybe get a crit, a lot of early pressure. And the fact that she's a 9k doesn't really hurt that much because Imperial Daughter can give her +6 to make her hit 23 just like Promise does. And say if your Imperial doesn't hit a trigger, you just put this down, look at top, get the triggers you need. Paddles is a Torte at 1. She really, this was kind of a last minute decision. I figured, because in a lot of my testing I had 10 cards in hand against some of my matchups, but in practice, in the actual tournament, really didn't do much. But she is a really good card, but she needs to be played at 2 or 3. 10k extra crit, a lot of pressure. Her first grade 1 Circle Magus. This is your ideal first ride, because after you draw a card from your foreigner, now your next turn, take a damage, Counter Blast 1 when you ride this, draw a card. So now you have a really big hand size going forward, so it's really just good momentum. Another skill, which I honestly didn't use all too much, but it's really useful in some situations. The fact that you can put back grade 2 or higher drive checks in case you don't need the extra grade 2s or 3s, you could just put them back to get a better hand. 2 Oracle Guardian Gemini. Just solid card overall, just counter charge if you need it. If you want, let's say you want to stay at 3, you could just use this to counter charge. So if people try to deny you damage, you can still do your plays you need to do. 3 Luckbird. Some people I've seen a lot of lists with 2 or none at all. I like this at 3 because seeing this early is really helpful, because you could just put this behind Vanguard, draw a card, hits 20k minimum now. Or if you really want to, if you think you have enough damage that they won't deny you, you can put the rear guard, 11 on 10, hits numbers. And if you lose it, doesn't really matter because it's just Luckbird, 5k base. 4 Farfel, not much to say about this. It's basically grade 1 version of Mei. 1 copy of this. In future deck lists, I'd probably run this at 2, or if it go to any other like locals or all that. Because at 1, I didn't see enough to be useful. And when I did see it, just really didn't do as much as I thought it would against like Protect, because this is really what it just excels in. Because especially the mirror, being able to, your Vanguard hitting up big numbers, so they have to drop PGs instead of just triggers the guard. This is really big. Trigger lineup. obvious stuff. 8 crit, because deer is really good. 4 draw. And then 4 heal.
Alright, any last minute words or any shout outs you would like to give?
Shout out to my friends Shanil and Karan. They helped me test a lot. We did a lot of playtesting for both standard and premium. Shout outs to also my locals Pastimes and Underground. They were good players at both places. They're really helpful for just testing deck builds and different ideas, and that helped me finalize the deck.
Alright, thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.